Okay, guys, how's you going today? So this will be kind of a little bit of a video from in the house. You can see a video there that I'm watching. It's my video that I made uh, yesterday. Title. So I'll give you guys a little bit of an update. Um, since that video, we have completely round baled everything in town, and so we're done. We're done basically bailing now. So he's got some roadside ditches and stuff to do closer to his house, and it's noon. You can probably hear the siren going off. But yeah. Give me a second. I'll wait for this damn siren to disappear. Okay, I'm back. So, while I was waiting for the siren to quit, I decided to go get my GoPro off my four-wheeler because I forgot it last night. So, we got everything baled. Obviously, you can see that tractor there did all the baling. It took him... Well, when he first started this field, and this field that obviously you guys saw in the video, which I'm sure you guys know that that's our land. Well, apparently he had came the night before. Apparently he came around 11 o'clock at night, and he stayed until about 3 in the morning baling, which, if you look in the video, this is about as far as he got from the dike. There's the dike right there. So he didn't get very far last night, so Hal took him. I mean, he went in a big circle, obviously, but he didn't. To me, he didn't get a super lot done. But how he got anything done is beyond me, because I'm sure the hay was getting kind of wet. But so yeah, we got all the baling done in town. He's got a little bit left there on the North Dakota side. It was just that town. That's right over there. Can't see it because of the bush, but there's a little bit there to cut, and well, the bale, I should say, not to cut. It's already been cut, but let me put it to you this way. Let's just say the way things are going right now, we all are going to be going broke. Because our hay didn't produce at all. Well, I mean, it did, but I mean, obviously you can see some bales out there, but we took a major hit this year compared to last year. Now, last year we had more bales. We had 105. Now, mind you, we don't keep all 105 because we have to split the load difference. Because the guy has to have some for doing the work. That's how we pay him. So, well, he wants it 60-40. When the old timer did it, was 50-50. Well, that's how he went broke, because he was doing it 50-50. Which is fine, but if you're doing that kind of a job for a living, yeah, you're not going to really, you're just going to go broke. So, and yes, if you hear the mouse clicking here, I'm deleting some clips because I'm getting ready for some more. I'm not sure. I got a video coming up after this. That's what's in this little memory card right now. But I'm not sure if I'm going to upload it or not. So, we'll find out. But I'm going to see how they turned out. Because, well, let's get back onto this before I talk about anything else. So, this year, we only got a total of 65 bales out of our entire field. That's including everything in our field. And so that's less than last year. Last year we had 105, and this year we got 65. Well, not too sure what the hell's going on. Now, yes, there's a few less weeds. I mean, I've been killing off the burdocks, but that's about it. But we are getting a lot more thistles and a lot more milkweeds, but the cows don't eat them. So we don't even count that as, as a crop, because they just, well, they're not going to eat it. So what am I doing here? I'm trying to remember. Okay, yeah, I need this. So yeah, I mean, it's just, if things continue at the rate that they're going, or at the rate that this is going, somebody will have to quit, because the thing is that the old timer, he's still out there farming. There goes a truck. You can probably hear it. I got my bedroom windows open. I'm trying to get a nice little breeze going through here, but there ain't no breeze. Shit, because this is gonna fight me now. Every damn way. You guys ain't seeing what I'm doing over here, but I'm trying to get my camera shit to work here so I can move my files. But the problem is that the old timer is obviously he still has cattle, not as many, but he's still got them. It doesn't matter how many. You can have one. You're still gonna need a lot of hay to feed them, or to feed even that one. So technically, I guess apparently some of this hay is still going to him, and then some of it's going to the young guy, and then we get some. Well, last year when it was split 60-40, that's the way he wants to do it, the young guy. Last year we got 40 something bales. Now that's more than we needed, but mind you, we have more cows now too. So because my uncle had his calves this winter, and I don't know if he plans on keeping them, but well, the male is going to ship the male out, but I think he had a girl too, so he's probably gonna most likely keep the girl. If not, then he'll probably most likely sell it to me if I want it. But the problem is that for our operation, we're getting more cattle, and 40 bales is enough, but that's what we got last year, and we still have about 10 bales left. So, but they're last year's bales, and they're shit. So there's not going to be a whole heck of a lot of hay out there, or hay in those bales. So this year we're lucky if we will get 20, because I mean it has to be a 60-40 split. Even though the young guy said he wasn't going to do it that way, he'd probably do it a 50-50 split, so it would be more balanced out, so where we would have more hay. I mean, we're not going to take 50% and leave him with 50%. We're just not going to do that, because he did most of the work, so it's only fair that he gets, it's still a 60-40 split. He gets 60% and we get 40%. But see, even at 40% is a lot. That's a big number. But when you look at it through the bales, and then if you do the math of 65 bales, we're probably lucky if we'll get 20 this year. And then if we have 10 on hand, well, okay, we get 30. Well, we still lose 10 bales. So if the young guy said that he's not going to continue to keep doing this kind of work if it's not paying off, for him. Well, if it's not paying off for him, it's not going to pay off for us. Because it's only fair that he gets more hay than us, because he's the one doing all the work. But it's the point that still, no matter if it's a 60-40 split or not, we're still losing out on bales that we should be having. The problem is that we're getting less bales every year. And we took a major hit this year. Because last year, like I said, we had 105 bales, and we did that, you know, that 60-40 split, which meant at the last year we took 40 bales to ourselves, and then whatever was left, that would be, that 60% for the young guy. Okay, well, that's not going to happen this year, because the hay is just so shitty that the way I'm seeing it, this crap that you guys are looking at right now was not even worth cutting and baling. You're better off just brush hogging it, because in some areas, like well, maybe if I point you guys this way, yeah, this piece right here, this whole section, somewhere over here, well, behind it actually is my trail, but this whole corner piece right here was so thinned out, and then along the bridge, there's the bridge behind the tractor, well, it's way the hell over there, right? Over there, it was super thinned out. You cannot have that for hay. That's not going to pay you nothing. That's not going to give you nothing. You know, it costs anywhere from $300 to $500 a day to keep those two things running, to keep that tractor and that baler in the field. Well, if you're not going to get anything in return of it, then that's not worth it. That's not worth cutting. Now, yes, I mean, that's a big field. You think, okay, well, a big field should produce a lot of hay. But you have to have good grass growing in it. You could have 1 million acres and have shitty grass like that, and you're still not going to get a lot of bales out of it. It boils down to having a good, thick crop. You know, not this thinned out bullshit that we have now. Okay? It's just not going to work. So, and he says that we can't do anything probably for at least another 2 years maybe, for working this ground under, because he wants to make sure that the grass is coming up in the grain field. Because apparently right now the oats and the grass are supposed to come up together. The oats are supposed to just be a starter crop for the grass to start. However that works, I don't know, don't ask me, it's just, that's what I've heard. So, we're not going to get any hay out of that this year, because it's going to be combined for the oats. We probably won't get anything out of it next year, because the grass is such a slow growing crop that it's going to need a whole year to even just regrow again to get it to where it would look like this every year, or somewhat like that every year. You know. And another thing too, in that grain field, that where we have the grass growing in, that's not going to give us a lot of bales either. I don't even think we'll even get, we're not going to get even 60 bales out of that field. So, when the grass does finally grow in, and it's ready to be cut and baled, we're not going to get very many bales out of that. So technically, probably, well, when we start plowing, we're going to have to go buy bales, because we're not going to get enough, because it's still, I think no matter what, it's still going to be a 60-40 split, even on the grain field for hay, because remember, again, he's doing all the work for cutting and baling and moving them. So, you know, it has to be an equal split, or, you know, or a happy medium somewhere, to where he's happy and we're happy. He's not happy, and I'm sure in hell not happy. Nobody on our farm is happy. So, now if we would have gotten 105 bales like we did last year, it probably wouldn't be a big deal. You know, because again, we'd probably get 40 bales out of it, and he'd obviously get more. So, and I see my camera got kind of fricked up here. So, I mean, yeah, what's going on now, if I continue to grow my herd I don't know if my uncle's going to get... I don't think he's going to grow his herd much. But for damn sure, I know that I'm going to grow my herd. I'm not just going to have one cow or two. Okay? I'm not making a living off of just having 2 cows. Okay? I got to have a hell of a lot more than that. You know... Because to keep my tractor running... I mean, even to just use it to feed hay in the wintertime. Okay, well, I gotta puke out almost $600 just for a 3-point hitch bale spear, just so I'm even someone able to feed cows with my tractor. Okay, because I don't think I'm gonna get a loader put on it, so I gotta be able to feed cows somehow. So. And right now, that's about the cheapest I can go is just get a Cat 3 bale spear, put it on the 3-point hitch. Good enough. It's better than nothing, right? So, but to keep that tractor fed, you know, I mean, a full tank of diesel fuel should last us all winter. I mean, my 1586 has got 2 tanks. It's not going to be running for an hour. Well, it might be, but most of that's probably just going to be warm-up time. You know, because they're diesels and they have to have their warm-up time. Otherwise, they're not going to work right. So probably a good half an hour run time at low idle to let it warm up. And then a minute to put a bale out. And then probably to go pick up another one and have it ready for next time. And then that's basically it. Then you go park it and you wait the next time. So, not going to be burning a lot of diesel fuel, but it's still burning diesel fuel. So hopefully those 2 tanks will keep me going for the winter. But you know, I have to fill it up this fall because the back tank is just about empty. And that's from cultivating the year before and then chisel plowing last year and then cultivating this year. So apparently that burned a lot of fuel. So yeah, she's going to need some diesel fuel by fall. The bottom tank's still full, but both tanks are hooked together so where it's like one big tank. So, and then if you have any breakdowns, there goes money. You know, there's more money. I'm already putting money into this tractor, into my 1586, even as I speak, because I have to run the Case IH on payday and go pick up a fucking $60 part just so my lights work. Okay? And then I gotta turn around, I gotta spend another $65 frickin' dollars for another LED light for the back. Now, yeah, I could go to Case IH and just get an ordinary light bulb or light fixture. You know, a factory light. But I don't like them. I don't like the yellow look. I want clear white light, and LEDs will give me that. So, but I'm only doing the lights on the back because the ones on the back don't work. They're blown out. So, the ones on the front are fine. So I'm probably not going to swap them out right away. I'll probably do it next year. I just wanted to get the back lights working. So I would at least have some light. And I did find out that you can adjust the back lights. You have to loosen a bolt, and then you can angle the lights up and down or left or right. So that's something else I'm going to look into. I got to angle my lights down a little bit because they're pointed up too high. So just because none of the light hits the ground, and that's where it needs to be, not going up into the sky. So, you know, I mean, if you're pulling a wagon, that'd be fine, but I'm not pulling a wagon, so I need light down on the ground. Because I'll be pulling attachments that are low to the ground. So, you know, like a cultivator, even a baler, you got the pickup head on the ground, so you would need to see what the hell your pickup head's doing. So, but, I mean, yeah, this is just not going to work. But we're stuck doing this because, you know, we're waiting patiently for the new grass and the other field to come up. Which we may not even get to, like I said, we may not get to do anything with that for another 2 years. Which I kind of don't like that fact, but I mean, we have to start somewhere. We cannot keep going down the road that we're going down now, because at this point, I think every year we're going to lose more and more bales. We're going to get to the point where we're lucky if we're going to get 5 out of that whole entire field, you know. And it's not worth it. The bottom line is that this shit's not going to work for us, and it's not working for him either. He said that he didn't come around here to fuck around and bail up shit, you know. But he's doing it because the old timer still needs hay, and he knows that we need hay too. So he even said too that if the old timer wasn't in it, and if we weren't in it, he wouldn't even be coming around. But I don't think he'd leave us hanging. But if he does, I don't blame him either, because this shit's not worth it. But yeah, it's just, we cannot go. I mean, we're gonna have to go down this road probably for at least another 3 years. I mean, let's say 4 years, really, because depending on how long it takes us to rip this ground up, we're going to have to go over it probably multiple times with the disc and the cultivators and all this bullshit. Then you got to seed. Then you got to spray. Then you got to fertilize, probably, if they'll even fertilize. I doubt it, but still. You know, and then this crap's going to be so slow growing, which is the part I hate. That's why I wanted to plant alfalfa, because alfalfa, I'm not sure how fast it grows, like when you first seed it, but I know once it gets going, that shit grows like wildfire. Because I've seen people that plant alfalfa, and they can get, if it's a good year, they might get 4 cuttings out of that same field in 1 year. And on top of that, you get a hell of a lot of bales out of that. A shit ton of bales. This little square field that you're looking at right now, if we put alfalfa in there, I bet you we'd probably be getting 500 bales out of that. And probably just 1 cutting. Because alfalfa is, for one, it's a thicker crop and it grows faster. It's healthier for the cattle. The cattle actually like it. It's good for them, whereas this bullshit doesn't do anything to them. But he doesn't want to put alfalfa in because he says that the flood will just wreck it, because this is a water zone. I mean, the water goes over it, so. But I don't know. We cannot keep going down this road that we are going down now. At this point, we're all going to go broke. You know. So the bull's gone. The bull left yesterday, so that will help out a little bit, because we're also having some other issues that my uncle apparently didn't catch on to, but which I did. Is that he's all summer long he's still been throwing out bales to feed them, because the pastures are getting thinned out because they keep eating it. And I don't know why he wasn't putting them in the other pasture next to us. But he wasn't. It took that guy to say something, because I've told him and I've told my grandma plenty of times to put the cows out in the other pasture because this is thinned out. But again, nobody wants to listen to me. So why I'm here, I don't fucking know. You know, I'm just that kind of guy that's going to point out facts, and obviously they don't like hearing it. So, I mean, what to do, right? So, but we spent all day yesterday, well, on and off. We fixed up the electric fence that was in there, because apparently he was going to let him out there today. I don't know if he's done it yet or not. But, and that's what the video that I'm working on right now, I got a little bit of it on video, but I have to watch the video and see if it turned out to my liking, and if not, then I'm not going to upload it. But I'm just telling you now anyway, because you guys are going to see this video probably before this one. So, but yeah, so, but I don't know. It's just, how to even explain this to you guys, I don't know, because my uncle is not into the farming lifestyle like I am, you know, and he just basically has cattle for the hell of it, and he has cattle to support his cigarette habit, which I wish he would freaking quit, and his electronic habit, which also he needs to cut way back on. You know, what he does with those electronics, I don't know. To me, from what I've heard, he just like tearing them apart, and then if he broke something, then he would try to fix it. So he's that type of person that likes to play around with electronics. Well, I think he ought to get in the electronic business then. Fixing TVs, fixing, maybe computers or something. Do something that's electronic related, Don't fuck around with cattle if you're not into it. So, but, and the young guy even said it too, that he can tell that my uncle's not into it. And he even said too that he ought to just get out of it, and let me take over. Let me show you how it's fucking done. My uncle's been doing this for so many years now that with all the money he's made over the years, he could have bought himself a tractor, a nice tractor probably. Probably not even what I have. He probably could have gotten something 4-wheel drive and newer, And he could have gotten all these attachments, a cutter, a baler. He would have had the money to maintain them. But instead, he chooses to blow it all on cigarettes and electronics. I mean, I don't know. I don't really know what else to tell you guys, but he's been in it longer than me. I've only been in it for probably, a year? Yeah, it should be a year, I think, this fall. Because I think I bought her last fall. Or last summer. It's got to be close to a year now, I think I've done it. I don't know, but... But obviously, my cow did have a calf, but the calf died. So, I lost out there. Which is not good. If this is something that's... it's probably not going to happen to me all the time, but... It shouldn't happen. It shouldn't happen at all. It happens to the young guy. He said that it's happened to him quite a few times. Well, it's more common with him, too, because he's got a hell of a lot more cattle than we do. He's got, probably 300 head, if not more. He says that he needs over 1,000 bales to even feed all his, so... 1,000 bales will probably last us probably 2-3 years at the rate that we're going. So... But I don't know. Something will have to give. Either my uncle's going to have to quit, okay, or I'm going to have to quit. Because we do not have enough hay to feed all these cattle. And I want to grow my herd. Now, I've only been in it for a year, and I shouldn't have to quit. But I don't know what else to tell you, because to go buy bales, which is stupid to have to fucking do in the first place, they have a cost probably about $25 a bale, and I don't have all that kind of money floating around, because we just can't go buy one bale and think, this one bale is going to last us all winter. That's not how the game works. We're going to need probably at least 50 more bales. And of course, we're not going to go buy all 50 bales at one time. We'll go buy a few every month, but enough to last us a month, and then we'll go pick up more. Unless someone's willing to bring us a load, then that's fine. That'll work even better. But bottom line, something will have to change. Something has to change. Because at this fucking rate, everyone's losing out. Everyone's pissed off. Everyone's moaning, bitching, and complaining. Well, I'm getting less hay. I'm spending all this diesel fuel doing it. Okay, I understand you're paying for diesel fuel to keep the motherfucker running. We're not going to take all the hay and leave him with nothing. But he needs to understand, too, that even though he's taking a hurting, we're also taking a hurting. you know, because now we're losing out on bales to feed our cows. If 20 bales will last us all the winter, plus 10, which, 30 bales, maybe it'll last us. We had more than 10 bales, but like I said, my uncle's been feeding them out all fucking summer. Well, how fucking stupid could you be not to open a fucking pasture that's got grass in it that's 10 feet fucking tall? I mean, but again, he was probably thinking that we would get 105 bales like we did last year. Well, that never happened. But I mean, we don't know what's going to exactly happen until we are done cutting and baling. And then we get the total count afterwards. But if it was me doing it, I would not be feeding cattle in the summertime. You should not have to do that, okay? If you got to do that, then there's something seriously fucking wrong. Either you have too many cattle for your size of farm, or you're just stupid and you're stingy to not want to go out and open a fence. And that's what I think my uncle is. It took the young guy to say something to do it. But when I say something, no. It's like, well, if you're not going to fucking listen to me, then why the hell am I here then? I mean, apparently you two know what the hell you're doing. Because my grandma's the same way too. Like, well, if you know what the fuck you two are doing, then why the hell am I here? I'm also just pack my shit up and go somewhere else and start my operation somewhere else. Because I cannot fuck around with two people that are stupid and lazy to open fences and all this other horse shit. And then my grandma tells me, well, you can just go do it yourself. Well, should I really have to? Should I have to do every little minor thing around this fucking place that he could be helping out and doing too? And the young guy fucking got mad at me. Well, he got mad at everyone basically because when he was baling the neighbor's field, he could see our black barn that fell in. Well, we got the electric fence around it. Well, he got pissed off because there was boards laying everywhere, and he didn't know if they had nails in them or not, which I didn't even know either. And he's like, why isn't nobody fucking out there picking that shit up? And I got a $4,000 bill or a $4,000 bull running around on their fucking property. Well, do I have to do everything? Why can't he get off his damn lazy ass, walk the damn pastures once in a while, and pick up a board here and there? But again, that shows that my uncle's not into it. If you are a true hardcore farmer, lover type of person, that you love this kind of shit, you would be out there every minute of your life, every day, every hour, whatever, doing something. He doesn't do something until it breaks. Or pisses somebody off, and then he'll do it. How about just have the goddamn common sense and, go out there, at least, why not take your cigarette with you and walk the pastures and pop a fucking cigarette along the walk then, that ain't that damn hard. No. Let's just fucking deny everything and just leave it the way it is. But that's not the way you work, motherfucker. So like I said yesterday, we opened the pasture up. We got the electric fence. The electric fence fell down. I guess I don't really know what happened. I think there was a couple of years that we didn't use it because we didn't have that many cattle in the first place. That we didn't even need it. So, but now we have more. So we had to run around, put the fucking fence back up. We had to take the damn trimmers out there. I took the John Deere out there. I thought I was going to brush hog it. But I don't know. I didn't think I wanted to because there was a lot of stumps and shit laying around there. So what you'll see in the video is just basically me going along the fence line, just pushing the grass over with the tractor, which I could have done it with Big Red. But the deck kind of helps too because the deck will kind of force it down too. So I just kind of went as far as I could. I hit a couple of stumps along the way. I just backed up and turned around and went the other way. So, and then after that, I went over it with the trimmer. And not 5 minutes into it, my uncle got stung in the hand by a bee, and I got stung in the back of the fucking leg. Like I felt this little sting in my leg, in the back of my leg, like it's more down by my foot. And I thought, okay, well maybe a piece of barbed wire went through my pant and it it stabbed me. But then the pain kept getting worse and worse and worse. Like, it was really coming on strong. So I looked down there, I rubbed it, and my whole left boot was basically black and yellow because there was a fucking bee nest on the fucking ground right where my foot was at. So I'm like, I'm fucking off. Screw this. I'll come back when the bees are not in such a fucking pissed off mood, because I'm sure how I didn't run their nest over with the tractor, I don't know, because I went over it. I mean, where I was walking is right where the damn tractor tracks went. So maybe they were pissed off because I ran over their nest, but they never came after me. So I don't know. But they weren't happy when I was walking back, so I'm trimming along the fence line there. So, and my uncle went out a little bit later on that night, and he took a couple small trees down because they were growing in the way of the fence. So, and then he said he was going to let them out today. That's what he said yesterday. So I don't know if he did or not. We'll fucking see. So, because the grass in there is, is like 4 or 5 feet fucking tall, and why not let them have that? That there will last them the rest of the summer. And sure, the cows are going to come out once in a while, and they're going to eat the stuff that's in the pastures. Well, see, the thing is, the cattle like short grass. They basically like lawn grass. They like it short. But they will eat that tall stuff. They'll eat it down, and they'll eat it. So, they may not eat it all. They won't eat the top of it because obviously that's where the seeds are at. I don't think they'll eat that, but they'll go about halfway and then they'll go right down to the ground. So hopefully they'll eat it and they'll like it. And hopefully it'll last them the rest of the summer, because we cannot keep, the way things are going right now, we cannot afford to keep feeding our cows during the summertime. So, and then the young guy had an idea too, which I kind of thought of, but I wasn't really sure if I wanted to go through with the plan or not. The neighbor's field behind us, which you can't see in this video, but it belongs to the ex-mayor. Well, actually, a little piece of that is ours, but about 90% of it, about 95% of it is his. The other 5% is actually ours, which I didn't know until Crazy JD Kid gave me that link to a mapping system, and that changed our world. So then we knew what was ours, and so big shout out to Crazy JD Kid. I doubt he's watching this video, but thanks for the link. So he gave that to me, I think, last year. But yeah, thanks for the link. And he said that if we keep getting more cattle, which, yeah, we're going to be, well, me anyway, he was saying to just go talk to the ex-mayor and see if he would let us fence off his field and we could just turn it into pasture. Because the young guy said that size of field's not worth it for him. He doesn't like small fields. He likes the big square fields. The big, large fields. And I'm sure 90% of farmers do. Unless you're a small-time farmer like us, and small fields wouldn't really, matter to us. So, I'd probably cut it and bale it, no problem. But he came up with a good idea that turned it into pasture. Which we're not going to do yet. If I ever talk to the guy, I'll talk to him about it and see if he'd be okay with that in the future. But we're not going to do it this year, and we're not going to do it probably for a couple of years, because we do not have, we don't have enough hay or enough cattle to feed all that, So the young guy could just cut it for a couple more years and put up with it, and then when we have a certain amount of cattle, then we'll put him on there. So, because I want you guys to understand this too, that, put this freaking thing over there, that I'm not just going to keep 2 or 3 cows. I'm not going to be doing what my uncle does, because that's not going to pay to keep my tractor running. It ain't. Okay? 1586 could have a major breakdown. and I got to be able to have some money. And the cattle are also going to be, helping to pay off some of my debt. If I would have had sold my bull, I would have gotten $600, and that $600 could have went in to pay probably easily 2 bills. I just found out that I got another bill that I'm very, very close to paying off. I probably got, I'm going to give him 100 this month because I just want to be done with it. So, I'm not going to be done with it though. I got this month, which is what, August? It's July now, so whatever next month would be, I think it's August. So yeah, August, and then the month after, which I don't remember what that month was either. Then I'll have that one bill already done, because I only owe like 100 and something. So give him 100 this month. Yes, that's money, less money for me, but it betters me too, because then I can get rid of the fucking bill and be done with it. All that much quicker, right? So I still have to order, like I said, the switch and then another LED light for the tractor. But I also got to start saving that money too. I'm also going to be putting money aside now too for the bale spear. So, because I got to get a bale spear for myself. So I'm hoping to put $100 away this month, and hopefully next month I can put a little bit more away. So we'll just see. I got a truck coming by, so 1 second here. Okay, so I'm sorry about that. I had to wait for the truck to drive by. So, sorry for this long video too, but I just gotta say some things and you guys just have to put up with it. So, yeah, things are just they're not going very well. Let's just put it that way. Because it's going to cost us money, to keep things going, and if we don't have the hay to feed them, we can't grow, and then we're going to have to buy bales, which makes no fucking sense at all, because really, if you think about it, the bales that we buy back, or that we buy from the young guy, are probably most likely the bales that came out of our field in the first place. But that's how it's done, so not much we can do about that. And then the young guy said too that if we wanted to keep all these bales for ourselves, which 65 would be more than enough, would actually be a little bit too much, because we can pretty much get by with 40 bales. Because we keep the cows outside, so we don't, unless they're having their babies, we don't put them in the barn. Because if you put them in the barn, then you got to put more hay down, because you got to use it as flooring. So, it's just more hay wasted that way. So we keep them out as long as we can, unless there's a super bad snowstorm coming, then we'll throw them in real quick. Or unless they're having their calves. So, but, the bottom line is that we can't keep going this way. Something's going to have to change, because at this rate, we're going broke. And I hope that my cow does get pregnant this year. I don't care what she has. Either way, I'm happy with it, Because if it's a girl, good. I can tag it and keep it. That's something else I'd like to do this year, is start tagging my own cows. I want to tag them my color, my liking. My girl cow, my first one, she ripped her other tag out, so she's got a big cut in her ear. So I don't know if I could re-tag it, or if I could reuse that same ear, just move it up a little bit more, or if I'm going to have to tag her in the other ear. But she would be a bitch, so she would have to be taken to the young guy's place, and he'd have to throw her through a chute and tag her for me. The calves, I think I could tag myself, because when they're first born, they say that's the best time to do is when they're first born, because they can't even walk. The mother would be a little bit upset, but I think as long as they know that you're not going to actually do any real harm to them, they're not going to really come after you. If they probably see you hitting it or stabbing it or shooting it or something, then they're probably going to come after you. But then they probably could come after you too for tagging, because they ain't going to know the difference between a gun and a tag. So I don't know. That's the best time apparently to do is when they're first born, because they can't even walk. So, but I mean, yeah, things are just going to have to change, because we can't keep going at this pace, because at the end of the year, we're all going home pissed off and not happy. The young guy's going home, he ain't happy about shit. And I'm going home and I'm not happy about shit, knowing that we're getting less bales than last year. And of course he says, well, there's nothing you can do about last year, don't even worry about it. Well, you kind of have to, keep track of your years too, because it tells you what the fuck's going on. Last year we had 105 bales. This year we only got 65. Okay, well, something is seriously wrong. And I mean, obviously he can see that too, but that's the point of keeping track of these years. So this isn't going to work. If we get even less bales next year, I don't know what the fuck we're going to do. I mean, we're just going to have to sell out. One of us is going to have to quit, because we can't keep going. So, because we're not going to survive. And to go buy bales, it just sounds ridiculous. I mean, we've done it in the past, but we don't have. I don't think our old 1500 can handle it. It barely handled it all the years before. The fucking transmission would always fucking slip. Well, that's not good for the transmission. If it's slipping under a load, fucking piece of shit. Get yourself a damn real pickup. So maybe the old timer would bring us some bales. I don't know. I mean, because the old timer's got the perfect equipment for it. He's got that flatbed truck. It's got the hydraulic dump on it. Whereas the young guy, all he's got is trailers and that big huge semi truck. Well, none of that will fit in our driveway, and we don't have the equipment to unload it. So, whereas with the old timer, he had that flatbed truck, but it also dumped. He could just back up to a certain spot, dump the bales, and we could just pick them up as we need them. So I don't know. I mean, the young guy could always go steal the old timer's truck too and just haul some bales for us. If we needed. I mean, because he could haul 9 bales at a time, or was it 8? It was either 8 or 9. I can't remember now, but 8 or 9 bales will last us, a good solid month probably. So, but and another thing we found out too is that somebody broke our fucking ring. Which is the bale feeder. Someone broke a couple of fucking bars off it, and I'm not sure if I could hold that back on there because they kind of freaking twisted it. So I don't know. So it's probably going to have to last us another year, but we're going to have to buy another ring too. So I don't. I believe John Deere made them at one time. I don't know if they're still doing it or not, but John Deere probably wants it a lot for their fucking rings. But Tractor Supply sells them too, and many other companies. I'm sure we could order one online and probably have it trucked in or something, or shipped to Tractor Supply, and we can go to Tractor Supply and pick it up. But again, not fucking 1500. I don't know if it would do it. So I mean, the young guy would probably do it for us, but because he always says that we can always borrow stuff of his if we need to get a certain job done and we don't have the tools to do it. We're just not a big fan of borrowing other people's tools. Now, I mean, we're not going to keep them, we're not going to wreck them, we are going to treat them with respect, and give him his tools back. We're not going to be like some people and taking his tools and keeping them for ourselves, because they're not our tools. Now, if he sold it to us and we bought it from him, different story, but he's just letting us borrow them. So because he even said too that when we were putting up the electric fence, he said that if we ever needed more posts or wire or something, that just go to him and he'd give us a little bit to get us by until we can get more. which I guess we don't need to because we still had everything. So, but whatever. But we got the fence up. Hopefully he's got him out there today. I don't fucking know if he does or not, but I'll find out later tonight. Unless Grandma says something, but yeah, in other words, sorry for this long video, but you know, it's just stuff I gotta say, and I'm not gonna get it all said in 15 minutes. So, but yeah, it's not a good year. I got a feeling that next year will be even worse. You know. So it might have been a bad year for me to start because, you know, one extra cow is, you know, more hay that we got to feed now. So I don't know. I guess only time will tell, but for sure something's going to have to change. You know, because I mean, I don't know. It's just, something's going to have to change. So, but hopefully, since we have that other pasture finally opened, hopefully it's opened, we shouldn't have to feed any more bales out now. Which, why he didn't fucking do that when I had told him to in early July when we were in that fucking drought, I don't know. So, because they could have been in there months ago. Or, well, months ago. Early this month they could have been in there chowing on that shit. But there's going to be enough grass in there, I think, to last them for quite a while. So, shouldn't have to throw out. You know, and with that going on now, too, the pastures that they are currently eating on can grow up. You know, it can get tall again, and then if they want to munch on it, they can. But at least they'll have more ground to eat off of. And later on, if I get more cattle, we will have to expand out to the neighbor's field. You know, if he's okay with it, which I'm sure he will be. I mean, because he ain't going to want to brush hog it. So, I'm sure he won't mind, but it's not our property, so we still have to ask. But, I mean, we're going to have to do something. And if he doesn't allow us, which I don't see why he won't, but if he doesn't want to, we're going to have to push our cows down to the river bush because that's the next biggest area we have for grass. So, we're just... That's something that my grandma and my uncle don't understand, is that you have to do rotations. Pasture rotations, which means let them graze on one pasture for a little while until they shoot down to nothing, and then push them off to the next one. And we got plenty of pasture around here, so I mean, we got the neighbor's piece behind us, and then we got that other piece that we're using right now, and then we got the river bush. So there's plenty of ground out there that they could be nibbling on, but my uncle just kind of refuses to ever do anything about it. So, but like the young guy said too, if I want stuff done a certain way, I'll just have to go do it myself. But the problem with that is that when I do it myself, I get yelled at. So, even though my grandma claims that she wouldn't get mad, and she even said last night, well, you can do whatever you want, I don't care. I mean, if you gotta move your fences out, you gotta move your fences out. Well, I don't need you coming to me 5 minutes later saying, oh, no, you can't do that. You know, I mean, you can't do that. At that point, then I'm just gonna quit. Because now you're being bossy and just too much controlling, and I can't expand my operation. Now, when she passes on, then I can do whatever the fuck I want, because my uncle's not gonna give a shit. You know, he ain't gonna give a fuck. So I can do whatever I want at that point, because my mom's not gonna farm the land. My aunt's not going to farm. My sister's not going to farm it. The only one that's ever truly going to farm it is probably mostly me and my uncle, you know. So, and once she passes on, who's going to be paying those land taxes? Me. So, and therefore, I'd be more in control than my uncle, you know. So, and then who's paying for diesel fuel? Who's paying to keep that 1586 running? Me. So damn right, I would have more of a saying than even him. I mean, he can suggest ideas, which is fine. There's nothing against that. But if I don't want to do it that way, I'm not doing it. It's not going to work for my operation. So I mean, if he wants to move the electric fence on top of the dike, well, I ain't going to stop him. I mean, he can do that. Which, I mean, at some point we're going to have to. We're going to have to put the electric fence back on top of the dike. Because they're going to have to eat that too. So, I mean, every few years we'll have to put it down so they can mow it, brush hog it. Because there will be some weeds on it, I'm sure. So, which ain't going to be a big deal. I mean, it'll probably only take about an hour. So, take it down. They brush hog it a couple times. And then we put it back up. So, because we've had it up there before, and weeds started taking over, and they've even asked if we would take the fence down so they could brush hog it. So then we took it down, and we just actually never put it back up because his cattle started dying. So he started losing cattle, so he's basically down to nothing, and we didn't need all that ground. So, but now we're gonna need it. So in the next few years, we're going to be needing it. Because I can tell you one thing now, I'm definitely going to be having... My goal right now is to hit at least 5. But, I mean, that's going to take some time, but I might want to buy another cow next winter, regardless of what mine has. So, because I got to start growing. I got to start getting cattle, because if I just keep one, okay, I'm just doing this for hobby. I'm not making a living. So I'll either buy one off my uncle if he's willing to sell one, or I'll go buy one off the young guy, or even go buy one off the old timer if he's still in it. So, or I can even go to a cattle auction too, buy cattle there. But why go there when I got a couple of guys that are closer to home and they're in the same thing? So let's go to them. If they're willing to sell them, I'll go to them. We've gone to them in the past and probably always will. So because they got the equipment to haul them here, and they're just close and convenient. So, but I don't know. But right now I want to get at least 5. I don't know exactly how many my uncle has. I forget. But me alone, I'm going to want to get up to 5, and then once I get to 5, I'm going to want to get to 10, and then my goal is to at least have 20, if I can fit 20 on there, which I'm sure I can. Hoping to hit 20 cattle within probably the next 5 to 10 years. I mean, I can always buy more too. I mean, I can if I buy one, and I already have one, they push out 2 girls. Good. I just grew my herd by another 2 cattle. That's just 2 less cows I now have to buy. So, I mean, you got to look at the positives. You can't look at the negatives. Well, there really are no negatives, because if you have a boy, you can just turn around and sell it and make fucking money. So it's not a lose-lose situation. It's a positive. It's a win-win. You have a girl, get to keep it. You got a boy, sell it, make money. You can sell the girls too and make money, but at that point you're not growing your herd, unless you have too many. Now, if I try to put 30 on here, and let's say I don't have enough land to feed 30, I'm going to have to sell at least 5 or 10. Then I have to do it, But I'm just going to keep growing and going and going until I can't go anymore. So, mother keeps freaking texting me. Freaking annoying, get out of here. So, sorry, I do apologize for this long video, but I just got to get this stuff off my chest, and, But, I mean, yeah. Fucking hell. So, but yeah, things are just... If we had 105 bales like we did last year, I wouldn't be this pissed off, but I am. So, But you can't control Mother Nature, and you can't control the fucking grass either. Well, actually, you can control the grass. It's called getting rid of it and getting some good shit. Stop texting me, mother. Fuck me. It's like the fifth text she sent me in like 2 seconds. This is why I don't have a girlfriend. She'd be texting me left and fucking right. Fuck. Are mothers supposed to be texting their son that goddamn much? I don't fucking even know. Holy shit. But anyways, yeah, so I don't know what else to tell you guys. Things are just gonna have to change. And I hope within the next few years here it'll change. Because if it don't, it's not gonna work out. It's just, I might as well just quit then and go find another paying hobby, you know, because like I know my uncle's not gonna quit to let me do it. So, and I'm not gonna sit there and buy $200-300 worth of bales all the fucking time. Should have to do that when I should be getting hay off my own land. But every year it seems like we're going to be getting less and less hay, and that's not paying for it. That's not giving us the amount of bales we need. It's barely giving him anything. So, I don't know. I actually wish I could buy a chunk of land, like a 15-acre square piece of field, and put some alfalfa in there or something. You know, something that he would like to go cut and bale for me. You know, because I know he'd probably do it if it was big enough and it was square and, you know, and fucking worth it. Like a 15-acre field with alfalfa planted, then you'd probably get quite a few hundred bales out of that, especially if you could cut it 3 or 4 times a year. You know, fuck, I'd probably only take, you know, probably 100 or 200 or whatever, you know, depending on how many we get. Like, I don't need that many bales, so I'd probably take 100 or 150 for myself, and he can just keep the fucking rest, regardless of how the split would go. You know, I mean, obviously it'd be a 60-40 split, but he'd still end up with way more bales than what I'd ever need, because I'm only doing it just to get a certain amount. I don't need all that. Now, once I get more cattle, yeah, as I grow out, I'll need more and more and more, but I'm only going to be able to grow out so much, unless I get more land somewhere else. So, but that's many years down the road. But anyways, guys, I'm going to probably take off here. I'm going to go do a few things and try to get this video uploaded. And I'm going to watch this video here that I made yesterday, see if I like it. And then if I like it, I'll edit and upload it. And then be done with it. So, but yeah. So yeah, I'm not going to be uploading videos quite every day, because there's not much going on. So, I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. So, alrighty, guys, I'm going to take off. So I guess have a good day and stuff. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Take care.